guys are both gentlemen outside the ring, and they're both animals in the ring. And that's what I love about boxing. The transition from the street in.
How about this change? Marquez trained using yoga, and Bradley is a vegan.
And it's been a pick'em fight all week long. We're about to have a lot of questions answered right now, Colonel.
Yes, we are. You mentioned one thing, Christine.
Some version and variation of what we're looking at right now for round.
So successfully lands, and there he tries it again.
And it worked. It didn't catch him flush.
Bradley's blocked him pretty well. And that's a beautiful vintage uppercut by Marquez. The lead uppercut.
The Warrior comes out there. You notice he didn't take a step back. He took a step in after he got hit.
He didn't, Colonel. And there's another big left hook, and he's caught him a couple times with the uppercut and the hook so far.
That's important, Larry, because there's an inch height difference here in favor of
Bradley was notorious for using his head physically.
He'll use it for sure.
And a prominent head, that's a rather large head.
Marquez has built up his body, which he has. You can see that Bradley is a naturally bigger man.
Sensational professionals. And the
four jab.
The two professionals in the ring have truly left shoulder. Dip, back to the liver.
Giving a different look.
Timothy Bradley coming up popping those jabs, and then
Timothy Bradley, and of course Juan Manuel.
This round to start than he did the first.
For that liver shot again. But it certainly counts in the body of your opponent.
Now we know how you fight, Chris.
I'm a dirty.
Really has come up with a plan. We'll see what it is, but they're yelling that over and over.
Ultimately, it's the fighter.
Bradley seeming a little more comfortable in there.
Yeah, you're right, Murray. I noticed that too. He knows what this is all about. For him, nice football.
Marquez staying disciplined to remain
good. Second round, Thomas and Mack loaded up the right. Minute to go. He gets his angle. You don't want to come straight in to Marquez. We talked about him being a counterpuncher. To the body that time, it just coming in. Another dip, and you're right, Mario. He's one of the best.
You know, you get the feeling that he's trying to set something up, trying to define what is he doing, where can I get it?
He got in the throw! Closing seconds, Tim Brown! Tim won the round! Is, of course, multi-champion, multi-divisional champion, Juan Manuel Marquez. Bradley's 8-0 championship fights. And
but Pacquiao was a good matchup for him in the stemming forward. He was always looking to land big punches, and Marquez could play off that.
On paper, if he bites down on that mouthpiece and chooses to exchange, then that's when he can get into trouble.
Marquez.
At what point, too, gentlemen, does Marquez...
When he bounces back to his right, stops, plants, anything but straightforward. And that's the way to beat.
But that's not how he's fought.
The crowd will cheer because it's about 80% Mexican fans in attendance tonight.
That's being generous.
Nothing on that punch. But in the seats so far, they get really excited. You got to remember, anything...
That's not being generous, excuse me.
Conservative.
Conservative, excuse me. Yes, exactly.
No, I'm definitely a conservative. My man James Cowell doesn't particularly agree with me. But neither does his wife agree with him. He's that out. But it's not likely he'll change. James makes the miss again. Beautifully slips the punch.
He's rolling with the punches. It looks like he's getting hit, but he's rolling with them pretty well.
Still ends. That to me is a definite Bradley round. Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Larry Merchant. Glad that you can be with us. Christina Puncher with us as well. Wow with the punch, which is what I believe.
I'm starting to feel the
skill warrior. And great champions like him could do things if he comes back and lands some shots. But I don't think his timing is boxing like this all night. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Round 4.
Well, if you pull it off, it'll help.
Well, you try it. You get caught, you get caught. They're going to find and Los Angeles, but basically those are your places where you get great. Not quite the war that you're sexually expected. That's all in favor of Tim. He's the ring general.
Because he's doing what he's got to do to win, yet somehow it doesn't win over the public. And clamor to want to see a Bradley when he fights like this.
Would you rather take the Klitschko's money and fame, or would you want to look?
The issue here, because certainly Marquez is not fighting any more aggressively than
brawls and pleas in public?
you know, that's a.
But not much happened there and all.
No combination of gray hair and Vaseline.
Oh, it's the Vaseline.
Mix it up a little.
He is, the little beard is on Marquez.
The nice exchange. Tim landed the left hand with the right one up behind the ear. I think it's Bradley in there. Light blow to the body will not hurt him. Stiff. The chair Mexico goes up. Reaches downstairs. Jabbed and forehand. Marquez, another regular. Landed enough to grease. Not sure knows what he's doing over there.
Since then, I haven't seen him around.
You know, we're all sort of warrior. It's certainly not what he.
Good hard jab.
Oh, no question.
Unlike, he has nothing, you know.
He just looks like he just landed. Eventually, this guy's going to wilt and he'll stop it. Because this is no.
It's a war of nerve. Who can make the other guy get out of first?
Well, that's true. You know, that's what goes with what I was saying, Larry. You know what, Tim? Maybe it's just that I'm so tremendously successful.
To me, guys with similar styles usually.
As long as he can hit me and fight like this is perfect for him. Look at this. Pop the jab, pop the jab. Don't get sucked into what I suggested that I thought he might do.
He's controlling these rounds, but at any moment, as we saw Marquez in that fight, change.
See him one more time.
Just with Marquez's power too, it's just so hard to count him out. We sit here on the edge of our seat as Bradley.
And around near this one. Downstairs he goes. Tim throws it in. Now Marquez opens up. They trade Tim. Oh! At the end, he's cornered him. He's cornered him. He's cornered him. So it could happen. And I personally would love to see it happen. Squared up a bit is Marquez looking to throw his right now. But it's wide as it's been all night. Tim in and out, in and out. Then he, as he did in the last round at this stage.
Good lead right hand.
Colonel, but I think you're right. I think he'll have his moment and he'll catch up.
Such a level. And this is what I'm seeing out of him right now.
Again, it's the opponent, and recall that I said earlier, the fighter will come along who exposes it. Whether this can go 12 rounds is what we're here to find out.
I'm more concerned about the beating as opposed to the dramatic knockout that he landed. And I think that affected him more. Shit shows tonight. For the very first time, I see this guy will.
Right, and 40 years old.
Approaching the middle of this fight.
And in every interview we did this week, he talked about how much they worked on his speed.
It'll show.
Yeah, and Mario, there's a long way to go. His mind is there, but he can't pull the trigger.
Well, you know, when they're in their prime, they're punching as the openings develop.
There's another big counter
Round. Marquez wants to try to catch him. He's been successful in the last couple of seconds. That ends the 6.
How could he take a punch after that concussions?
Next week. So we'll evaluate his progress in a place called Denver.
in their prime, potential barn burner. Meanwhile, we have a bit
Colorado in the United States of America.
and that's going to be 2 men.
This is an interesting graphic we got up there for you. Nuz 18, Bradley 1. Wait,
And that is telling, and I think that's more to the experience of Marquez, of course.
it's the
Say that-
position, Mario.
Trying to test the ground between them, see if he can find someplace comfortable a little closer.
And he's going to test Tim. He's frustrated right now. He wants Tim to mix it up and roll with it.
He's starting to move forward gradually.
In and out, in and out. Wow, with that shot. Look at the job he does defensively.
That straight, big right hand.
Windmilling. But you know something, Larry? That punch to me doesn't look...
Yeah, he's underrated as defensively. You're right about that. He made Pacquiao miss a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much is left on his punches. See, he's missing. Can you see it a second later? Something like that.
Somebody named Robinson.
Yes, indication to me that you had the best line. There was a fighter that said, you know, your mind's there, your brain's out there.
After such a high and such dramatic fashion with that knockout.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
And could there be something except for the fact that
Trains and how professional.
Still a 40-year-old body that has been 60 wars.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And maybe not open up that story anymore.
All right, here we go, round 8. Juan Manuel Marquez stopping up, as I've said a couple of times in Las Vegas, pick up a paycheck and thumb his way up to Canastota, New York.
Bradley.
And he's been punch shot like this most of the evening. And again, Juan Manuel, he'll go into the Hall of Fame 5 years after he quit fighting.
Good right hand, a quick little right hand by
Michael Nolan.
And what George did was trap him. Marquez capable of setting a trap and changing the course of the fight.
With his size, the last thing to go is the punch. And they have to do it physically. You know, with George it's different because George throws clubbing punches at the heavyweight.
Giving him the opportunity to create it.
Well, we don't see some consistent pattern. He's changed up. That he saw a tell from.
This is a tough puzzle to figure out.
He get caught with a light left hand on the inside, went right back, stepped outside, recoiled. Now he's almost inviting Marquez to come in because he's a frustrated look bad. And he doesn't look great.
You know, I was mentioning earlier, it was hard for me to define its effective.
Marquez looks a little bit frustrated, like he's not able to land the shots.
Is he a boxer? Is he a brawler? But what he is sort of awkward to his back.
Well,
Looks like he's getting frustrated in there.
You're right. He's very frustrated. Therefore, he's going after it. Tim decided my scoring is almost always in line with Robert Hoyas. Bradley, the book hasn't been finished yet, but he's round 9, Thomas and Mack. Juan Manuel Marquez, you know. And he's got this guy figured out tonight.
Not enough to hurt Bradley.
But you see, Marquez now knows the game, and he's.
A nice left hook by Marquez.
He's got to go on the assault. He has to deviate, but that's what the last 4 rounds are all about.
He's got to step.
Whether he gets him or not, I don't know.
Something happened.
Well, he needs to step out of his comfort zone, let his hands go, if he has any intention of wanting to be victorious at this point, in my opinion.
So I think Mario, jab, hook, actually he's been nabbed 3 or 4 rounds ago.
He's not feeling him out.
In Las Vegas, the over and under on the betting line.
I feel.
And don't question it is. But this is which was 9.5.
This is Mark.
Different Marquez than his own doing all that feeling out earlier. Great thing that Tim's doing is not getting sucked into the wall. To his box.
Barely missing with that upper.
Neither fighter is shaken. Nobody bloody. Impressive here in the 9th round.
Nice uppercut. Nice work by Marquez. This is definitely his best round of the fight.
He hurt him. He hurt Tim. Tim is in such great shape.
Gentlemen. They saw some life in Marquez in this last round.
Drop him, or he's gonna hurt him, or he can't win this fight. Sells a clicking right on the money.
Big left hook from Marquez.
Marquez's left eye is closed.
It's the volume. Here he comes. He nails him. Marquez, I thought he was off balance, and maybe we'll go because he didn't go down. Just the feeling I have. Tim bending way over, so he really can't do anything but hit his back.
Marquez stalking, trying to still counterpunch.
The top of your head. if you want to break your hand.
And I'm surprised that Marquez hasn't adjusted a little.
See the skills, you can see the courage, but I don't see the electricity. I was fight with him on earlier this one. Based on that, I'm giving
Slip, of course.
Champ Tim Bradley.
Now, these have been very close rounds, and we discussed that the judges may have been seeing it.
We have it 98-92. Doesn't mean the judges don't have an indication of what we think the judges might be doing.
Christina just showed me some scores from Press Row. Kevin
Ioli from Yahoo.
Yeah, from Yahoo, and Dan McNeil from ESPN Sports have it 96-90.
I respect
These judges.
I respect their view.
I do too. I absolutely do. The best journalists in the world. I sit down with Dan Raphael before every fight, and Kevin Ioli and I sit in the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame together. So I respect 2 rounds ago he left his fight plan and made a big adjustment. He hasn't been able to
slow down, and he has stuck to his game plan, but hasn't been
in a fast-paced situation, moving in and out, making sure and counter early. Bradley doesn't look great.
Marquez would make this really interesting right now, but to maybe close it out strong these last couple rounds.
But that man is ahead. We'll find out. But there's one thing for sure. Marquez won that round.
At least a knockdown to end with a draw.
I got a 107, 102. He'd have to knock him out of my score sheet or knock him down a couple of times. WBO welterweight championship of the world on the line. Is there one Marquez?
Well, I'm thinking of 2 younger fighters in which the younger Clancy told me that it was the greatest mistake of his life, not to his title, rather than to win it in these last fights.
Again. Marquez on the assault, trying to catch him.
And it's a mistake if he wants to win the fans' approval.
He hasn't shown any excessive testosterone tonight.
Yeah, he stuck to the game plan very well.
Unfortunately.
Against Providnikov, and he just wants to win this one.
Don't let him take it away from you in case the judges have a whole lot closer than we. Too late, Timothy. Go after him. Because I'll tell you this, Marquez doesn't have the same bar in this round. And Marquez is winning this round, but it's not Cobb had in the final round of that fight. I guarantee you that.
Fans go, and he was a busy fighter, and he was overwhelming Bradley. That hasn't been the case tonight.
See, Mario, he's got all the right intentions, but he's still missing. See that?
He hasn't landed one away.
Seconds to go.
He's had his moments, and I still think he's done enough to win this round.
Ah, here they go. They crossed him, and he almost stopped it. How about that? Don't put your hands down. He almost stopped it.
Will that punch win him the round
I give it to him.
and the fight?
End of the round, both the gentlemen in the corner. Bradley coming with a looping overhand right, and both letting the leather fly. Bradley closing out. Here's a Bradley shot with a nice right hand over the top. Nice counter left hook, right hand combination from Marquez that Bradley was sort of rolling with, but not a lot of contact. One of the highlights for him in that round. Another right hand to the taunt. I think a lot of frustration. That body shot landed, by the way, from Marquez, causing Bradley to really want to open up. And I think, gentlemen, into the round.
Bye.